Hiya! Today I plan to decorate the dashboards for the Traveller's Notebook that I'm setting up with the Planners Anonymous Planner Babe kit. So what I do when I'm decorating dashboards is I pull all of the kit items out and spread them around me. So for example, I have the washi, the stickers, the quote cards, the die cuts, the paper and the vellum. I also go through my stash and pull out some other things that I might like, such as bits of ribbon. I have a few different ribbons on the table here, and I have some die cuts, so I pull out different die cuts that I might like to play with. And I always grab some doilies. I've only got plain white ones here, but I've got I think 3 different sizes of doily. And I also grab some things like adhesive pockets and so on. I spread everything around me on the table, and then pretty much I just start seeing what talks to me. So when you're decorating a dashboard, it can be as simple or as complicated as you like. It can be completely simple. You can just leave it as it is. Or you can, for example, put a quote card on it. So this one, first I make it pretty, then I plan the things. You can attach that, and that could be your dashboard. Or you could add a die cut to it. Or you could also add a little bit of washi to it. So for example, something like that, and that could be your dashboard. Or instead of a die cut, you could go through your stickers and find a sticker that you might like to add to it. Or you could not use the washi, you could use ribbon, for example. You could have some type of ribbon across here. You could have several ribbons. You could have ribbons and a die cut, all sorts of things. You could also, for example, have, this is the offcut from cutting the dashboard, so you could have a little bit of that through the center, and you could wrap that. You could build a frame around the quote card. So you could, for example, cut some of this paper and have that around it, so it highlights the quote more, it separates it from the background a bit more with that. So you could do that, or you can create the frame using something else. So using, for example, ribbon, or using washi. So you could washi all the way around the outside as a frame, or a ribbon, or burlap, or vellum, or acetate, or anything you have really. So you could, for example, with the acetate from the kit, you could cut a frame with that and put that around the quote card, and that would give it a little bit of bling, and then you could further embellish that. So as I said, basically they can be as simple or as complicated as you like. Also with decorating the dashboards, generally I take the dashboards out of the Traveller's Notebook and decorate them. Sometimes I like to decorate them inside just so I can see what I'm working with, because I generally decorate all the sides. So I decorate the front and the inside here and the back. Certainly in the beginning of this video I'll only do the fronts of the dashboards, and then I might add on high speed at the end doing all of the rest, depending on how long the video is getting. So I have all of my embellishment thingies around me. I also have adhesives. So these are different with Scortapes. You can see my 1/8 of an inch is almost finished, and I've just bought these 1/4 inch and 1/2 inch Scortapes. This is the double-sided adhesive that I would recommend. And then also I have a Xyron. So it's just a little sticker maker, and I use this for quite a lot of things. One of the things I definitely use it for is adding tabs later on. I just send the tabs through there and make them into stickers. And I have a removable adhesive in this machine. so I can remove the tabs later on. I think I'll basically just dive in and get started. So the first thing is, even though the green looks really nice with this, I actually want to use this quote card, mostly because it says be kind and love yourself, and I think that's a really nice message for sitting in the front of here. So for this dashboard, I've decided to use some of this ribbon across the center here. So I've just cut a bit of ribbon and I'm going to put that in my Xyron machine to make that sticky. You could use some other type of adhesive. Oh, this ribbon's so thin, it's actually coming up off there. So now the ribbon is sticky on the back. Probably quite hard to see, but it just adds a nice little bit of texture. And then I'm going to put this card on. I'm going to use the Scortape just to adhere this down. So with the Scortape, it does just rip like so, or you can cut it. Sorry about that, I didn't realise I was zoomed out so far for all of that, so I'll be zoomed in a bit closer from now. I just eyeball most of these things. I've just made a little bow there with the, what is this called? Baker's twine, I think it's called. So I just made this quick little washi banner just from cutting up the wide washi. Managed to get a little gold bow on it and find joy, and the first one's just a bit of the washi. I'm just wondering about attaching that to this card. The best way to attach this might just be a hot glue gun on either edge, just a dot on each side. Okay, so that's that dashboard for now. I'm probably going to just come back and modify that a little bit, and I'll do the insides and the back later. And now I've got this dashboard here, which is around my August insert. I've printed off this August month sticker. It's a printable from Love Cynthia. I love her little girls, and I bought the 2019 year of stickers, so I have this little one which I could put on the front there, or I'm thinking about putting some acetate in and then putting the August on that, and that's why I've printed this one, which is the reverse of that, and then I've just put a little quote on it, enjoy the little things, because with the acetate you can obviously see through it, and I prefer not to see the back of the calendar but to see something else. So I'll just cut the acetate down to size. So it's for my B6 planner, so just cutting it at 7 inches high. And because the acetate has to wrap around quite a lot, I might just cut it at 10.5, and then I can always make it a bit slimmer if needed. I have this We Are Memory Keepers trim and scoreboard, I think it's called. I don't use the trimmer part of it anymore. I had to replace all the blades all the time, but I do use the score part of it. So with the reverse side of the acetate, I'm just going to push that up to there. So if the whole length's 10.5, halfway will be 5 1/4. So I'll score down the 5 1/4 line. Just make sure that's thoroughly done. That'll just make it a bit easier to bend. You can see it's created that cloudy bit there, which is the halfway. Where I put the sticker is a little bit dependent on how I'm going to decorate the inside of it, really. So I might just pop it down the bottom there. I believe I printed that on my removable sticker paper, so I should be able to move that if I want to, but for the moment it can sit there. And then I printed this one to go on the reverse side. I just use my Cricut to cut those because that's easier. It's not quite lined up. Oh, maybe I didn't use my removable sticker paper. Okay, it's not quite lined up, but close enough. So we have August, which is nice and functional, and then on the inside of it just says enjoy the little things, which is a saying I like a lot. And then I've got the front of this dashboard to decorate. Just folding the doily in half, and I might actually pop that between those two layers, here and here. So not actually attach it, just pop it down, although it does cover the cute little girl's face. So I think I'll use a slightly smaller doily. Because we want to see the happy girl. You can see the doily sort of sticks to the acetate. Quite a lot of things do that, which is quite handy. It means we don't need to bother with gluing or any type of adhesive or anything. I haven't decorated this dashboard yet. I might come back to that one. I'm just going to pop that in here. And just while I'm looking at this, I found in my stash from a Kiki K inspiration kit this here, Life is a Dance Between Making It Happen and Letting It Happen. And that would actually look quite nice just on there. So I'm just going to attach that. And once again, just sort of eyeball it. I'm not very good at eyeballing. My eyeballing never gets it in the center, but never mind. So that's there. So moving on, I hope I'm not boring you all too much. Now I see I've got this dashboard next to the vellum of the same, so I might just swap that insert with this one. So in my last video I had this cover just printed on regular paper for this insert. So what I've done off camera is I've just gone and printed it on cardboard just to make it sturdier and cut it for a dashboard. So remember, this was a free printable from Planners Anonymous. And on this side I have a Happy Scrappy digital paper printable, just with the little stars on it. And I don't think I'm probably going to embellish this in any way at all, although I'm just wondering, with my name that I cut off the Cricut, I'm just wondering about using that, because that'll go nicely with the gold there. They're slightly different golds, but that's okay. Oh no, it stuck to the paper a little bit. That's a little bit annoying. I pushed it a bit much, and I'm not sure if you can see, there's a couple of little bits of paper that have come off it there from my overly vigorous pushing. So there it is there, and you can see we've lost a little bit there and there. So what I might do is actually get a little pink colouring in pencil and colour those in. But that's quite cute. I quite like that with the Planner Babe and then the foiled name. So we've got that there. And now I've got this dashboard cover, which my notes are in. And that already has this cute saying, strings and rings and discs oh my on it, which I quite like actually, that little saying there. I'm just wondering about adding some of this acetate. So this was an acetate that also came in the Blossom kit, and I haven't used it yet. It's got very subtle pink birds and flowers on it. I'm just wondering about using a little bit of this to make a little pocket. I've just cut a rectangle of acetate. It's quite a large rectangle. Hang on, I know, I'll pop something behind it. There we go, now you can see it. So you can see it's got a cute little bird and some flowers on there. So the idea now is I'll just tape along these 3 edges, and we'll have the pocket. So just using my thinner Scortape. Just before I peel that off and stick it down, I might embellish the pocket a little bit more. I'll just pop some stickers in it. And just thinking I could maybe run something along the top of it or the bottom of it. Okay, I'll stick the pocket down and then I'll think about whether I want to embellish the pocket. I do like adding functional things to my dashboards, because although I make a trifold folder which holds lots of sticky notes and stickers and things, I also like to have other bits of storage throughout. So using acetate or adhesive pockets or something is not only functional because you've got storage, it's also a nice temporary sort of decoration, and you can actually reuse the decorations instead of when you've glued them down onto your dashboards or something and that's it, you can't reuse them. I think I might just pop these little girls down there. I'm just going to put some of this tape runner on it. But that way they can sit in the front there and look super cute, and they're the minis of these bigger girls, so I quite like that. And on the back of the dashboard you can see it says coils and foils and inserts oh my. Okay, so that's just how to put a washi frame around a card, if that's something that you want to do to frame it. Obviously you could use a piece of patterned paper or plain paper or cardboard or burlap or ribbon or all sorts of things to frame the card, but this is just using some of the washi that comes in the kit to frame the card there. And then you can embellish this as much as you like, so you can still use some of the die cuts, etc., or the stickers. This is a bit of ribbon which I've run through my Xyron machine. I think given it says if you love it then you better put a sticker on it, then we need to put a sticker on here somewhere. I love the little minis. I'm just wondering about putting minis on it. or maybe this girl here. One of the girls in the kit. She's super cute. I think I might sit her there. She'd look pretty cute there. This is why I love this removable Xyron, because you can just change your mind and peel it up. The end's a bit frayed. I'll just chop that bit off. So we've got that there for the dashboard. If you love it, then you better put a sticker on it, and there she is. I'll just do a quick flip through now, just so you can see where I am after this little bit of crafting. So we've got Be Kind and Love Yourself. We've got the quote here, the acetate. The Planner Babe with the forward name. The acetate pocket. I might just pop the quote cards that I haven't used so far in there. And then if you love it, then you better put a sticker on it. And that's that. So now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go through and do more decorating of the insides and the back. So if you're still with me, thanks very much for watching. And if you're interested in watching further, I'll continue crafting on this now. This is the backing card that the quote cards came in. I'm just going to chop that off. And I've just found the little plastic pocket that it originally came in. I'm just going to make a quick little shaker pocket with this. I've just put a couple of stickers on here. So we've got raindrops on peonies and stickers on planners. And then I'll just pop the backing card back in the plastic that the quote cards came in. I've collected up a sequin mix here from various bits and bobs that I have around. And I'm just going to pour them into the front of this. Like that. And then I'm just going to add some of these little bits here. These are smaller, so they'll add a bit more bling. And I'll pop a little bit of this really sparkly one in. Okay, so here you can see the different sequins I've put in here, and you can see all these little bits that are sticking here. They're from these little shakers here. So I like them because they add sparkle all over it, whereas the bigger sequins all sort of just drop down to the bottom. So we've got that there. So I normally just seal that. You can see also some of the tiny ones do work their way to the back because they are pretty tiny. But there's plenty there, so not a problem. I normally then just run a bit of washi over here just to make sure it's all sealed. I now have a shaker card for embellishment, so I can attach it, for example, to this pocket here, or I can attach it to one of the dashboards. And with attaching it, you can also further embellish, so with die cuts or stickers or washi or all sorts. So I'm not exactly sure where I'm going to put that yet, so it's just something I wanted to make, so I'm just going to pop it there. Okay, I'll just look at this one here. I'm just thinking I'd like to put the girl here, and just wondering about maybe attaching a doily. I have these sticker leftovers from the Blossom kit, and there's a saying here, beauty is what happens when you give yourself permission to love you. I'm just thinking I might use that with this, like so. So I'll just put some adhesive on the doily. I quite like the bit of movement around the edge by not completely gluing it down, so that's why I've done that. Last night I filmed some more of my setup, but sadly the light in the video wasn't actually very good. So I'll do a little walkthrough of what I did, and then at the end of this little snippet I may put in a little bit of adding this piece of acetate to the front of the dashboard. So what I've done with the front dashboard is I've cut a piece of acetate here, which is from the Blossom kit by Planners Anonymous. Just put some white behind it. You can see it has the nice pink little bird and flowers and everything on it. I cut the acetate to be just a little bit wider than one side, and you can see here it's got a bit of acetate wrapped around here. And then to the acetate I put this flourish here, which was an adhesive bead flourish, and in fact it looked, I shall show you what it looked like. It looked like this. It's a Bella Bling embellishment for scrapbooking. It did look like this, but I had a bit of a nightmare getting it off that and onto the acetate. So in the end I created my own with the beads that I could recover, and so now it looks like this. But I'm still happy with that. So it sits on the front, and you can open it if you want to, this cover, but really you don't need to. They sort of work together. And then on the inside I've got the girl from the Planner Babe kit, and the sticker was from the Blossom kit. And on this side just some of the wide washi from the kit. A ribbon I put through the Xyron machine, a Craftaholic and metallic foil that I cut on my Cricut, and then these fabric butterflies. I was going to say elephants. These fabric butterflies here, which I've just used a little bit of Scortape on the centre of the body to attach them. And then on the back this card from Kiki K. I'll pop this around this insert. I obviously need to decorate this side, but this will be the front. And then that's my insert with all of the months of the year in it. And here you can see why I've put butterflies there, because I have this butterfly with me all the time to remember certain people that have passed, and I like to always have butterflies somewhere in all of my setups. I'll just insert a little snippet of my video last night, which is just showing the acetate process of this. I've cut the acetate actually at 5.5 by 7 inches, so 5.5 is wider than what I need for the front. So I'm just going to score along at 5 1/4. Actually, I want it to fold the other way. So this is the reverse side of the acetate face up. And fold that over. I'm going to run some Scortape along the inside here to attach it to the back. So this is my 1/4 inch Scortape. And this is their second dashboard. So last night I just put the wide bit of washi from the Planner Babe kit here, and I just used this clip, which I think was Carolyn Designs, just to hold this die cut here. So that's a die cut from Rose Coloured Days. And then if I go to the back, then I just plan basically to clip those two together, and obviously I can embellish inside there later if I want to, but for the moment that's all I'm going to do there. And then this is the third dashboard, and I'm quite happy not doing anything to it whatsoever. This is the next insert with the adhesive pocket, and then we've got the very yellow. So for this page here, I'm going to just do this fairly simple decoration here. So this doily's about the size of that circle there, so I'm going to attach it at a similar level. I'll just put some Scortape on the back of that to hold it in the centre. So I want to put that at about the same level as this one. I might just pop that one about the centre of there. I'm just going to use tape runner for the moment. I'll have it about that height. So it's also sort of about the height of that text. And then we'll just pop this die cut. What I will do is come back and apply more adhesive to all of this. But just for the moment, just for speed, I'm just going to use this tape runner. So I've got that in there. That's quite cute. And then there's this yellow page on the back. I think I'm going to cut out some of these flowers. I'll just quickly try and fussy cut these. I'm just going to make a pocket with this on this page. I think I might need 1/4 of an inch. I tried 1/8 of an inch, it looks a bit small. So I'm just going to score 1/4 of an inch along there. So just with the fold there, I've got a bit coming through, so I'll just cut that off. And then that will sit there like that. So I'll just put some Scortape in here, and this bottom side I'm going to stick to this side. So I'll do this side first. Right, so that's got Scortape on both sides, and then I just want to attach it right into the corner of this page, like that. Right, with that pocket I've actually made it a bit too gapingly wide, so things could actually fall out of it. I should have probably made a tighter pocket by not bothering with the folds on both sides and just using the Scortape on these edges, and then it would have been a bit firmer. But what I could do is pop some tape along the edge here. So I could put some adhesive on the back of this flower. Popping the little bit of adhesive on this flower has just tightened that pocket up a little bit. So if we just grab a few sticker sheets and see if they'll still fit. You can see they will still fit in there. So you could use that pocket for sticker sheets or for cards or anything really. It's just a pocket. I'm just going to pop this hummingbird there. I just really like that hummingbird, and that space. Obviously if you've got stickers or something in there, that space isn't there. But just if the space is there, it gives something there. Just for speed, once again, I'm just going to use this tape runner. So there's that page there with a pocket. I usually put something on the back of the inserts too, but this video is getting awfully long, so maybe that can be in the next video. I have this butterfly from Kiki K. I do like my butterflies in my planners. So all I'm going to do is just stick this butterfly on this page for now. There's my butterfly. I've just used a Dream Big Dreamliner. You can see that there. This is the dashboard which I did yesterday. If you love it, then you better put a sticker on it. And we've got this inside, which is a very pink. And I might just put this one, Reach for the Stars, because it covers up a lot of the pink. It also sort of works with the moon and the stars over here on the insert from Happy Scrappy. So I might just pop that there. Just grab one of my planner clips. And that can hold that there. So you can see decorations can just be a temporary, very easy thing. This very, very pink page here, and I have this shaker card which I made yesterday with the stickers inside here, and I actually quite like the simplicity actually just of that, so I'm just going to attach that there. And just for speed, once again, I'm just going to use this tape runner, but I will be going through off camera and putting more permanent adhesive down on the things where I've just used the tape runner. So we'll put the shaker pocket there, and that's just a very simple framed shaker card there, and then this is the back. For the back page, I've got another name here, itsycrafty, and this name's also been hand lettered by C. Amy Drawer. And I've cut that on my Cricut, and I might just try and apply that to the side. I need to try to press hard enough to get it to stick, but not too hard to rip the paper like I did yesterday. I do find if I sort of peel it back on itself like this, that works better. There we go, that was much better application, didn't rip the paper that time. And I'll just push that down. Itsycrafty foiled on the back there. Hi guys, I feel like that's more than enough for one video. I'll just do a quick flip through of where my B6 Traveller's Notebook is at the end of this process video. So that's it, that's the end of the first stage of my setup. I still need to do further things like make a trifile folder for storage in the Traveller's Notebook and set up the pockets and paper clips and all sorts of other goodies. But that's where we are at the moment. So thanks very much for watching this. If you've watched all the way to the end of this, you must have had at least one cup of tea. And I hope you enjoyed it. Okay, see you in the next video. Bye.